That's good. That's really great. What have you been doing today?
I went to the PE class, and then I had this class, so that's basically all I did.
Okay, what did you do at the PE class?
We just did sports.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What kind of sport did you do?
Something like a parkour, I think.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, good. And how was the rest of your week? Did you have a good week?
Yep.
Okay, did you do anything fun or not?
I think I went to Universal. I went there.
Okay, that's pretty cool. How many times do you go to Universal? Because I remember you said you go a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And what was what's your favorite attraction at Universal?
I think all of
Sorry?
them are pretty fun.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Is there like a Harry Potter attraction? Or what's the main attraction there?
I don't think there's a main attraction.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
a few worlds with different rides, but there's no main ride.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, we don't have a Universal in South Africa, so I find it always interesting to talk to someone who likes to go there. Okay, good. Okay, let's start today's class, okay? So, we have these words. I want to go over them before we start our debate class so we all know what all these words mean. Okay, good. So, cell cultured. Do you have any idea what that means?
Nope.
Okay, so cell cultured, let me show you. Let me show you here. Okay, so cell cultured is an adjective, okay? And it means grown from living cells in a laboratory instead of coming directly from an animal. Okay, good. So that means basically scientists are in a lab and they grow cells until the cell becomes like a more substantial thing. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, can you read these example sentences?
Cell cultured meat is produced without raising and slaughtering an entire animal. Some people believe cell cultured food could become common in the future. Scientists must prove that all cell cultured meat is safe to eat.
Okay, good. Okay, so do you understand what it means? Okay, good. Can you make your own sentence with the word cell cultured?
Yeah, sure. Some people suggest that eating cell cultured meat is the best way to not kill animals.
Okay, good. And then the word exaggerated. Okay? Do you have any idea what that means?
So I actually looked it up, so I think it's something that is, like, for example, maybe you have a pair of shoes, and you say these shoes are so tight, but in reality, it's only just a teeny weeny bit tight. Kind of like that.
Yes.
You say something over the
Yes, good. So,
value.
yes, okay, good. So you make something bigger or worse or better or more important than it really is. Okay, it's also an adjective. Okay, good. And then can you read these example sentences?
Some people think the dangers of lab-grown meat have been exaggerated. The advertisement made an exaggerated claim about the product's benefits. The story sounded exaggerated because he described one small problem as a disaster.
Good, good. Yeah, good. Can you make your own sentence with the word exaggerated?
Some people tend to exaggerate when they're telling stories.
Good, good. Yeah, that's a good one. Good, good. Okay. Livelihood. Do you have any idea?
Not much.
Or should we just go straight? Okay, good. Okay. So livelihood is a noun, first of all, okay? And it means the work or income that allows someone to pay for the things they need. Okay, so these cows are the farmer's livelihood. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense.
good. Okay, good. Can you read these example sentences?
Okay, just a moment. Okay, raising cattle provides livelihood for many farmers. Some farmers worry that lab-grown meat could threaten their livelihood. Fishing is the main livelihood of many people in the village.
Very good. Okay, does it make sense? Do you understand?
Yes, and yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Good job. Okay, good. The next one is cultivated. Okay, do you know what? Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so cultivated, let's quickly look at the word cultivated, okay? So here you can see the root is till or grow, okay? So cultivated is grown or produced carefully, especially under controlled conditions. Okay, so it's also an adjective. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, can you read these here?
Cultivated meat is grown from animal cells in a controlled environment. The company hopes to sell cultivated chicken in the restaurants. Scientists are studying whether cultivated meat can be produced affordably. Can I make an example myself?
Yes, of course. Sorry, just before you do that, can you say the word again? I just want to know if you pronounce it right.
Cultivated.
Okay, so there's no R in that. So it's cultivated.
Oh.
So there's no R. Okay, good. Okay, you can make your own sentence.
Okay, let's say some cells will be cultivated in labs and turn them into meat.
Very good, yes. That means that some cells are being grown. Okay, good. That's really good. Okay. Now let's look at alternative.
Okay.
Do you know what it means?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it means.
Okay, so if something is a good alternative, it means it's a good other option. Okay, so for instance here, like a vegetable patty is an alternative for a meat patty. So it's another option or choice that can be used instead of the usual one. So it can be a noun or an adjective. Okay, does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, can you read these examples?
Lab-grown meat could provide an alternative to traditional meat. She chose a plant-based burger as an alternative. Scientists are searching for alternative ways to produce food.
Very good. Okay, can you make your own sentence?
Putting vegetables in a salad is an alternative to putting vegetables in let's say a burger.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that can work. Okay, good job. Okay, and let's look at the next word, restricted.
Okay.
Do you know what that means? Or do you have any idea?
This time I have no idea.
Okay, no worries. So restricted is like limited. I would say that is the most common thing that you can say. So it's an adjective and it means limited or controlled by laws or rules. In this case, with the lab-grown meat, it will be by laws or rules. But if you have something like restricted access, that basically means that you can't go in. If a place is under restricted access, means there's limited access. Only some people can enter. Okay, does it make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, can you read these example sentences?
Okay, the sale of lab-grown meat is restricted in some places. Access to the laboratory is restricted for safety reasons. Some people believe cultivated meat should be restricted until more research is completed.
Okay, good. Okay, can you make your own sentence?
Eating too much candy is restricted because of teeth damage.
Okay, yeah, so that means the amount of candy you eat is restricted, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, greenhouse gas emissions. What do you think that means?
Oh wait, yeah, I searched that too. I think it was, oh wait. Yeah, I think I forgot.
Okay, no worries. Do you know how global warming works?
Kind of.
Okay, let me quickly describe it, and it was like to draw you a picture. Okay, so here you have Earth, okay, and then here you have the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so natural gases and other like greenhouse gases, okay, they sometimes, if it's a lot, okay, then they form so here at the atmosphere, okay, they form like a layer here, okay, around the circle, okay, and then that means that it's like a thick, I always call it a blanket. I think of it as like a blanket, okay? Then the sun's rays come in through it and reaches Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree? Okay, but then bounces back. It's supposed to bounce back out of our atmosphere. But because of this thick blanket of gas, okay, it can't go out. So it bounces back in, which means it raises the temperature of the Earth here. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's why the Earth is getting warmer and warmer. Okay, good. Okay, so greenhouse gas is gases released into the atmosphere that trap heat and contribute to climate change. Okay, so this is, for instance, how a greenhouse works. Do you know what a greenhouse is?
I know that it's a house for keeping plants.
Yeah, so this is glass, okay? And it is designed for the heat to come in and then struggle to let the heat out. So these plants need hot heat and like a lot of sun. So that is why it's called the greenhouse gas, because it's the same idea of Earth being the greenhouse and getting hotter and hotter and hotter inside. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, good. Okay, can you read these sentences?
Raising large numbers of cattle reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Supporters argue that lab-grown meat could reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Factories and vehicles are also major sources of greenhouse gas emissions.
Okay, good. Okay, and then let's look at the last word, environmental impacts. Okay, what do you think that means?
I think that means something bad that happens to the environment.
Yes, it's like an effect on that an activity or product has on the natural world. Okay, so can you read these here?
Scientists are studying the environmental impact of cultivated meat. Traditional framing can have a serious environmental impact. Farming, using less land and water to reduce the environmental impact of meat production. Production.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah, does it make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, now let's start our debate. Okay, the debate is, let's look at the four parts, okay? But let's quickly talk about, how do you feel about this? Growing lab meat.
I'm not really sure. I guess I can say no, but then I also want to say yes.
Okay. What are your reasons for it?
My reason is that I won't hurt animals. And my reason against it is that it just feels wrong for humans. It might be unhealthy for them. So I'm just thinking, is it more important for animals to live, or is it more important for us to live? Or
that's a good.
Is it worth the sacrifice?
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, good. So, on which side do you want to be first? Do you want to be for or against?
I guess I'll be I'll be for. Because that's the first thing I thought when I looked at this TV.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I actually was for it again as well from the beginning. Okay. Good. So lab-grown meat should become a major part of our food system. Okay, good. So, can you read number 1, and then we can discuss it, and then we'll have the debate at the end of the class.
Okay, it could reduce animal suffering. Traditional meat production requires billions of animals to be raised and slaughtered. Cultivated meat is grown from a small sample of animal cells, so people could continue eating real meat without killing nearly as many animals. It could be better for the environment. Livestock farming uses enormous amounts of land and water and produces greenhouse gas emissions. If cultivated meat can be produced efficiently using clean energy, it could reduce deforestation, pollution, and damage to the climate. Oh, and by the way, I just want to mention that I don't know why those cows look very cute for some reason.
Yeah, but they look very, very cute. Yeah, same. Okay, good. Okay, and then let's look at number 3. Can you read 3 and 4?
Okay, it could improve food security. The global population is growing, which means we will need to produce more food. Cultivated meat could be made in controlled facilities close to cities, reducing our dependence on farmed, suitable weather and long supply chains.
Good. Okay, and then number 4?
It could be safer and healthier. Cultivated meat is produced in a controlled environment, so there may be less risk of contamination from animal waste and certain diseases. Scientists might also be able to reduce unhealthy fats or add beneficial nutrients.
Good. That's pretty scary. Okay, good. So let's look at number 1. So it could reduce animal suffering, okay? Do you agree with this? And why?
I agree with this because of course if you eat lab-grown meat, then you don't need to kill the cows that look cute for some reason, and then you would have more cute cows, and then you can save the cute cows.
Okay, good. Yes, and maybe have more milk to drink. Okay, good. Yes, I definitely agree with reducing animal suffering, even though most of the times I don't think that that animals are really tortured. I do think that they get killed and they get slaughtered, yes, but I don't think they suffer very, very long or much. So I think it's more like an instant kill sometimes, which is much more humane, because I don't want animals to suffer. But, yeah, so I do think that we don't have to kill animals, which is a good thing. Okay, good. And then 2, it could be better for the environment. So, livestock farming uses enormous amounts of land and water and produces greenhouse gas emissions, right? So, do you think that it could like really be that much better for environments or not?
I think probably it will help, but it won't help very much if there aren't as many farms.
Yes. I don't know what these pictures have to do with anything. I don't see this as the biggest. So we want to find out what are the biggest killer statements for the 4 side, if that makes sense. We want to find out which of these statements are the main ones that we should use in the debate to win. Okay, good. So, it could improve food security. Good. Do you think that is true? And why?
Well, I think that is... Well, I mean, I don't actually fully agree with this, because you can go, if this means that even if there's a rainy day and the farmers can't farm anymore, and you can use the meat to, you can use the lab-grown meat, then I would probably not agree, because it's just a rainy day. If it lasts forever, or if it lasts for a long time, like lasts for either 2 or 4 days usually, is the worst I can think of. And I mean, you can be very fine if you just ate vegetables at a rainy day, and you can just eat the food you have in your house, and you don't actually need to eat meat every day, but that's for emergency.
Okay, so I agree with the improve food security, because I know that now in South Africa there is a huge like a virus among like cattle. So we kind of have like a meat shortage. So we don't have a lot of cattle to slaughter. So it could definitely improve food security in my country right now, and especially in Africa as well. Because I am in Africa, but like more North and Middle Africa. If they had more meat and stuff, then they would have more protein in their diets as well, and not just vegetables and stuff like that. So it's always good to have meat or meat products in. Okay, does that make sense? Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And do you think it will be safer and healthier or not?
Well, I think if it's from, wait. I think it should be considered healthy, since the cell is taken from a live animal and not robots. I think it will be healthy. And it's definitely very safe. And it should be just slightly a bit healthier if it's not like 100. If it's not like 100% unsafe, it needs to get into a check first and then send it to your house. Then that would totally be wrong, and you shouldn't buy it in the first place.
Very good, yes. Let's look at this last point here. Scientists might also be able to reduce unhealthy fats or add beneficial nutrients. Do you think that is a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing? Are you fine with eating meat that has been, where the unhealthy fats have been reduced and extra stuff has been added to it?
Well, I'm okay eating it because it sounds more safe than eating actual meat. Because if you eat actual meat, your meat might have some germs on it, and it has fats.
Okay, good. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's look at the against, and then we can have our debates, okay? So, lab-grown meat should not become a major part of our food system. Okay. So, can you read number 1?
Its long-term safety is still uncertain. Cultivated meat is relatively new, and we do not have decades of evidence showing how regular consumption could affect human health. Opponents argue that it should be studied carefully before becoming widely available. Long-term safety? It may not be as environmentally friendly as claimed. Cultivated meat requires laboratories, factories, and a large amount of energy. If that's what electricity comes from fossil fuels, its environmental impact would be significant and might even be worse than some forms of traditional farming.
Very good. Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Okay.
So yeah.
And the first one?
The first one I agree with it too. I agree with both of them.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Okay, then number 3.
It could threaten farmers' livelihoods, then just find another job. Millions of farm workers in rural communities depend on raising animals for income. A rapid move towards cultivating meat could destroy jobs and place food production in the hands of a few powerful technology companies. It may be too expensive and unnatural for many people. Cultivated meat remains difficult and costly to produce a large scale. Many consumers may also feel uncomfortable eating meat grown inside a laboratory and prefer natural, traditional, or plant-based foods.
Good. Let's look at number 3. It could threaten the farmers' livelihoods. Okay. Do you agree with that or not?
I think that I do agree with that because even though I said that they can find a job, some of them might not be able to find another job, so then they don't have anything to eat.
Yeah, it's not easy to just find another job. So, yeah, unfortunately it's not. Yeah. Okay, so I definitely agree with that one as well. Again, it may be too expensive and unnatural for many people. What do you think?
I think I agree with that too. Some people would be picky and they would be like, I don't like this meat. It is too red. And plus, this is grown in a laboratory. Who knows if somebody put rat pigment in it?
Okay, good. Okay, yes, I agree with you. Okay, good. Let's start our debate. Okay, so you are going to be 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm going to keep this open, and then how do you want to do it? Do you want me to interrupt you? Well, not interrupt you, but like, do you want to do 1.1 points, or do you want to say your entire thing, and then I'll say my entire thing? What do you think?
Let's just do, we take turns. Like, first, one person says something and the other person says their idea, or they could go against each other.
Okay, good. Okay, yes, let's do that. Okay, you can start.
Okay, I think that we should use lab-grown meat. Oh wait, fine, okay, lab-grown. I think that lab-grown meat should become a major part of our food system. First, it can reduce animal suffering. It can stop people from killing animals and make animals endangered. Like, for example, maybe someday we all like steak, right? And maybe someday the cows become endangered and we cannot eat cows anymore. And we cannot eat steak. And then maybe someday chickens will also will go extinct. And maybe someday sheep will go extinct as well. Yeah, that's mine.
Okay, and then I would say, if you want to reduce animal suffering, then that means that what would farmers who depend on their livestock and selling their livestock and slaughtering their livestock for meat, what will they be able to do if they can't provide for their families? So if everybody starts eating lab-grown meat and no one wants to kill cows anymore, then that just reduces a lot of like jobs, basically, because it's not just the farmer. It's the farmer, his family, all the people that work on the farms, all the people who work at the butchery, all of that. So I think that if we decide to move on to lab-grown meat as our staple, then that would be really bad for farmers. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Then I'll say that it might be bad for farmers, but the farmers can also make plants. If there's no lab-grown plants marked in there, so they can just switch to plants and sell plants for people. Because people,
Okay.
As much as they need meat, they also need vegetables and greens. So that could also work.
Okay, good. I agree with you. But I also think that not all of the land on a farm is available for planting, basically. So not all of the food, not all of the sand and the ground has the correct amount of nutrients to actually grow food in. So what if a farmer doesn't have any ground, soil that he can plant crops in?
Well,
what do you think then?
If there's dirt, you can add water in it to make it a little bit muddy, and then you can just go and use some of the mud somewhere else and just shovel it over to the farm and then plant it.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, good. Okay, and do you have another point that you want to make?
I guess so. I'm gonna say it could be, furthermore, it could become safer and healthier. It has a lower risk of bacteria because it's made in a controlled environment, and you could just eat it without. You can just eat. Like, for example, you want to buy some steak, then you would go and buy some lab-grown steak, and you wouldn't feel bad about it, and you wouldn't regret your choices. You would feel safe because this way you don't have to worry about mad cow disease.
Very good. I agree with you in a sense. I think that it may be safer and healthier if we have like clean meat, like clean lab-grown meat. But I'm not sure that I fully trust lab-grown meat because it hasn't been tested as extensively over the last couple of decades. So who knows what will happen to someone who eats lab-grown meat in 50 years, you know?
Oh, yeah.
What will that lab-grown meat do to their bodies over 50 years? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I agree with you, but we can also find a solution. Like, for example, we could just, just eat less lab-grown meat and eat kind of slightly more plants so that you can prevent somebody from eating too much lab-grown meat and then go sick or something. There's also a way where you can just make some lab meat, and you can go and find something similar to a human, like for example, just another mammal that eats meat as well, and maybe you can feed it to them and see if they have any different reactions over the years, and they get sick or something, and then you can send them to the hospital or the animal center, and then you can make sure that this is safe or not. If this is not safe, then you can just ditch that plan. But if this is really just safe, then you can probably just send that animal back into the wild, and then at that point you can finally start selling them, and it would not cause any diseases or something.
Okay, good. Yeah, great. That was really good. Okay, yeah, I think that was a really good debate. I actually feel like, personally, not a debate now, I feel like if it is tested for at least a couple of years more, then I think it could be a really good solution to some of the food problems that we have in our country. Okay, but good. Really, really good today. It was really nice seeing you, and I hope that you have a great rest of your Saturday evening. Good.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the class. It was great seeing you.
Okay, see you.
Okay, enjoy it.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you.
Thank you, bye-bye.
See you.